Hello, everyone. Welcome to Magical Mondays. My name is Misty Petrola. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to work for the next 30 minutes to create your Magical Monday. What we're talking about today, we're going to do a little bit of one exercise like we always do to get started, to get you into your body and your heart space and out of this beautiful, yet not always so useful brain of yours. So we're going to get into your body and out of your head. Then we're going to talk for a little smidge of a bit about treating your business like a business versus treating it like a hobby. And it's really easy when we're entrepreneurs to fall into the hobby category. So we're going to be talking about that today. And thirdly, Carolina's here. And thirdly, we are going to be planning your week out with joy. We are past the time where you can be successful at something without it feeling good. It's just not going to happen. I don't care if you are trying to get one client or if you are trying to launch a huge program or if you are I don't care what you're trying to do. But if you're not doing it with joy, ooh, it probably isn't going to work. So we're going to talk about how to plan out your week from a place of joy. Okay, guys, so let's just get started. I want you to take a moment, put your feet on the ground, sit back in your chair, make sure you're in a comfortable space. Make sure your back is upright. Close your eyes if you want. Don't if you don't. That's totally okay. And I want you to take a moment and sense what's going on in the room around you, like what the noises are. If there's a breeze. If not, what the temperature's like. Check out your outside space. The space outside of you, I should say, whatever room you're in. Can you feel anything? Check in from the outside. Now I want you to, and what are you sensing? Like just take a note of it in your head. Now I want you to turn your attention inward. So I want you to take a moment and breathe. Breathe in slow. Breathe out slow. And I want you to take a moment and feel your heart space. What does that energy look like inside of you, in your heart space? What does that look like? I'm not talking about your actual heart. I'm talking about the energy that comes from your heart out into the world. What does it look like? Can you see it? Can you feel it? Whatever you are seeing and feeling, I want you to imagine your heart space as crystalline golden light, meaning it's really, really sparkly and golden and white all mixed together. And can you imagine that energy expanding all the way down and all the way up so that it fills up your whole body? Shooting out the bottom of your feet, all the way down your legs, out through your toes, down your arms, down your torso even, through your hips, down your shoulders, out your fingertips, up through your throat, and out the top of your head. So basically now your entire being is full of this, it's just projecting out of you everywhere. This golden, white, sparkly, crystally light. And just sit in that for a moment. Keep breathing. Important part of the process. Now I want you to just take a check and see how you feel. How do you feel in this very moment? All that crystally light still just glowing out of you in all directions. How do you feel right now? Anytime you need a little energy reset, you just do this tiny little exercise. Basically, if you're feeling nervous about something, if you have to go do an activity that feels a little scary, whatever it is, you can do this tiny little exercise and get back into your body and completely surround yourself with love. Because that energy, that energy, that golden light that comes straight from your heart is pure divine love. And you can fill your body with it. Pure, unconditional, divine love. It's pretty much one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself every day. Because it basically reminds you who you are. You are more than the beautiful skin suit you live in. You just are. Your energy actually can be measured. It's not something I'm making up. It, in fact, is a scientific fact. And sometimes we need reminded of that through our own energy work, through a tiny little practice like that. Now, if you want, you can also, if you are still in that space, you're all filled up with golden crystally light, you can take a cord of that straight down into the earth and ground yourself. Send some of that energy straight into Gaia, who definitely needs our support so much right now. That is literally a thing you can do for the planet that actually is really powerful for her. We're all worried about like the status of the planet and how do we help? This is actually where you can. And like no joke, it really does in fact help. And then you can take a cord of that energy and straight up to the angelic realms so that you're fully grounded and fully supported in many ways. Because guys, true love is absolutely equal giving and receiving, which is what we just did. Your son, if you connect yourself to spirit and you ground and another cord grounds down into the planet, you are literally giving and receiving energy simultaneously. And that is absolutely true love. Okay, guys, so that's our little into your body and out of your head practice. Every time I do it, it makes my eyes all water. So that's our practice for the day. And literally, guys, I'm going to send this recording out. You can do that practice anytime you want. Anytime you want. And what did it take us? It took us, I was talking for a couple minutes. It took us probably 5 to 8 minutes. You could probably do that if you're waiting for your kids, if you're waiting, whatever you're doing. Very easy way to ease those thought patterns that stop us from being productive. You know what I mean. Everybody does it. None of us are exempt. Here's my green drink, my healthy goodness drink. Okay. All right, guys. So number 2, how do you know you are working in a business versus having a hobby? Like, really, the question is, are any of us treating our business more like a hobby or more like a business? How do you know? And what to do about it, right? I mean, yes, it's all lovely to have hobbies. We need hobbies. I have several. I probably am because I'm not making a living. Well, that's actually not the only, I appreciate what you're saying. And I hear all your self-judgment there, my friend. But you don't necessarily have to be making like tons of money to be working like a business instead of a hobby, especially when you're getting started, right? Before you start, your money starts coming in on the regs. So here's how we do it, okay? Here are some considerations. Okay. For me, the first one also has nothing to do with money is, are you busy or are you effective? What I mean by that is when you're done at the end of the day, are you like, wow, I got so much done? Or are you saying to yourself, oh my gosh, I met so many people today. I made so many offers. Do you feel me on the difference? Busy is writing blog posts and working on your website and what else? Hanging out on Facebook for 14 hours and not doing anything. Or being busy is just posting in Facebook and hoping you have a business. These are busy things. You feel me? Are you just sending out newsletters, never with an offer? Busy, right? Like at the end of the day, you're like, wow, I did so much. That's busy. If you are on the effective side, you're constantly looking at what you do and seeing if it's working for you. Really. And the things that you're focusing on are 3/4. 3/4 of the things that you do every day are or will be attached to money. No joke. And what I mean, like revenue generating. So if you are launching a program, if you are making offers, if you are in sales calls, if you are hosting a webinar that actually leads to income, if you are hosting a challenge that leads to income, these things, do you feel me? That's a business. Now, I'm just giving like big random examples, okay? But like these tasks, what I'm talking about, even the effective ones should be joyful. Oh, I just said it. Even the effective ones should be joyful. If you're not joyful in your sales calls, how many do you think you're going to make or be involved in? If you aren't joyful in your offer, even in the creation of your products and services, if that isn't fun, who's going to buy your stuff? Now, on the for reals, guys, I was stuck in this for a long time in my business. I'm not talking to you from this like, oh, I know everything perspective. I mean, for a long time, I was like, oh my gosh, I got so much done today. I wrote blog posts. I posted in Facebook. And I was really proud of myself. Because, when you come from a corporate environment, it is easy. Well, it's your job to be busy, quite frankly. In the corporate environment, likely, it's not your job to make money. It's your job to be busy. And so coming over from that environment makes it tough. Because you're like, oh my God, I did the work. Yes. But remember, guys, nobody cares if you were busy. They care if you're helping them, if you're making an impact in their life, if you're, you feel me? And you can't make an impact in anyone's life unless they're working with you. Well, there are free ways, but you can't be riding that bandwagon forever. You'll burn out. Believe me, it almost made me lose my business. No joke. I got to the point where I'd been working for 2 years, busy, and I didn't have any money. I was like, I either have to figure this out or I have to go back to the corporate world. Not doing it. No way. I literally was like crying. I was literally crying in my apartment at the time. I was living in Chicago, and I was like bawling, and I was like, I can't go get a job. I cannot go back. I actually almost called my mom because I was freaking out. I was like, what am I going to do? I got myself into this situation, and I'm going to have to fix it. So are you being busy or are you being effective? Along those lines, if you're just doing stuff and you're not measuring it or seeing if it's effective or testing it, or then you're also in a hobby. It is up to us to understand in our business what's working and what's not. And if you are just posting in Facebook or writing blog posts and wondering why you don't have income, you got to like look at the results, right? Are either of you, who I see 2 of you on the call, so are either of you actually measuring some things in your business right now? Please feel free to type it in the chat box if you want. If not, that's okay. But I'll ask this to the group and anyone who's watching later, right? What are you measuring? And I'm not talking about likes on Facebook, guys. I'm talking about, is this effective to bring money into my business and get clients and empower people? I could say that I see what worked when I posted 30 minutes. Yeah, okay, awesome. Okay, so try that out. You have something that you measured, right? Which actually is leading to income. Beautiful, Sue. Congratulations. That's awesome. So guys, this is about measuring results in terms of bringing income back to you. If you're like posting in Facebook and wondering why it didn't work, or you created a webinar and you wonder why no one showed up, or whatever. I also tons of people wanting to do photo walks, but I never managed to make them happen. I didn't like the model I had. Okay, well, great. So you still have access to all those people who were interested, okay? So offer them the other things. That's awesome. Okay, so guys, measuring results in terms of, is this affecting my business? Not popularity, but business, income, clients. Am I making an impact in their lives? Those kind of results. If you're not measuring that stuff, guys, or at least sort of overall looking at it, I'm not saying you need like spreadsheets, but a view once a month maybe of what's going on for you. Guys, on the for reals, you're in hobby status. I wish we could have businesses that didn't make money, but in fact, no, actually don't wish that. If you are impacting the lives of the people in your world, your niche, as it were, then you're making money. Whatever feels right for you, mama. Just review what you've done so far. That's probably a really great place to start. If you don't know what to look at, just look at what you've done so far and see if anything is like really standing out in terms of being effective. I'm betting that your blog posts, in most cases, not in every case, but in most cases, blog posts aren't leading to income, right? But if you're doing free calls with people, they might be. Feel me? Okay. Another one. Are you waiting for approval from the universe, God, source, people around you, potential clients? Are you waiting for approval from anyone? If you are in hobby status. If you're not, business status. I'm not saying the stuff that we're doing isn't scary, right? I'm not saying it's not scary. I'm not saying, okay, being bold in your opinion and your desire to serve in this world can be scary, right? But no one in the world of business can give you approval but you. And in fact, and guys, wow, this tripped me up for a long time. I'm just gonna, I'll throw myself under the bus again. I, in my life, am a recovered people pleaser. I mean, I was so good at it. It's something I picked up at a very, very, very young age, okay? 2 years old. And nobody in my life was like, you need to take care of us. Nobody said that, ever. It was something I just picked it. I sucked it up. I was like, oh, this could be my role. I see how I can do this. And guys, also really struggled in my business for a long time. Also, if you've come from the corporate environment, all about people pleasing. You got to please your boss and your boss's boss and your clients and okay. But I will tell you, in fact, if you are trying to start your own business, I highly recommend jumping out of the people pleasing box. It won't serve you. It won't serve your clients. Mostly it won't serve your clients, actually. Because if you're doing any work in any way that is around self-development, even if I don't care if you're a coach, healer, trainer, I don't care what you do. Our job isn't necessarily to make people happy. It's to help them through transformation. And sometimes that requires us to stand in our power no matter what. Actually, every time. People pleasing will not serve you and keeps you in hobby status. If you're people pleasing, you're constantly worried about what people are going to think and search for approval from people before you'll ever get started. It literally will halt you in your tracks. I know, because I was there. But what would you say to the world? Literally, think about it right now. What would you say to the world? I'm so used to having a team or others of supervisors tell me what to do. I know, mama, not here anymore for you. Time to tell yourself, right? And I so feel you. I had I was in advertising, right? So I had clients. So I had a whole business full of clients. And I had my agency bosses. So I had constantly 14 people telling me what to do. So that approval seeking literally will stop you. So what I want you to think about for yourself here to keep you in business status is, what do you need to say to the world no matter what the shit anyone says about it? That's what you need to get clear on for you. No matter what anyone has to say, what would you say to the world through your work? No matter whether people like it or not. I triple dare you to think about that. And I think these are 4, but I've been going on about it. Sorry, we're going to go a couple minutes over, guys. But number 4 is, are you trying to do it all yourself? There's lots of free. The spectrum is like this, from free to paid and everything in between. So are you trying to do this all by yourself? And let's ask this question another way. Do you feel like you have enough support? Another question on top of that is, what kind of support do you need you're not getting? Ooh. I know. Woo! So guys, sorry, my grocery drink on the show. So it's not gross, it's really healthy. So guys, from the reels, what support do you need you're not getting or not asking for? It's really hard for me to ask for help sometimes, even still to this day. Ooh, I need accountability. Right. I feel you, mama. I feel you. Okay. So let's move on, because I don't want to take up too much of your extra time. That is kind of how you tell, some of the reasons, some of the ways you can tell if you're in a hobby versus a business. Are you measuring your results? Are you busy, or are you being effective? That was tough for me. Are you waiting for approval from anyone to do anything in your business? And are you trying to do it all yourself? Like I said, guys, it's still hard for me to ask for help sometimes. It really is. It really is. Self-admitted. It's one of my, it's something where I'm still working on for myself with my own coaches. That's for sure. Okay, guys, finally, let's get to it real quick. Let's talk about planning your week with joy. Okay? First of all, what have you got on your schedule for this week that feels joyful? You can put it in the chat box or not. Just make notes if you want. That's fine too. But what have you got this week that already feels joyful? Is there anything in the course of this week for you, life or personal? I mean, life or business, by the way. Remember, Thanksgiving's coming up. Life or business. So, do you feel joyful? What do you have in this week that feels joyful? Now, what do you have in this week that doesn't feel joyful? Write that down for yourself. Life or business, it's okay. Okay, next question is, what are you going to do this week in your business that you're excited about? And if you don't have something, put something in. I will give you a moment to write it down. What are you going to create, or what are you creating in your business right now that's exciting? What are you working on right now that's exciting? Or even more importantly, what have you been thinking about working on that you haven't, that is exciting for you to work on? Like, what is that? Ooh, there's noises. Sorry about the background noise, guys. So what are you gonna add in for you that feels fun? Product, service? What are you gonna offer to people? What are you gonna start creating this week to offer to people that feels fun for you? And if you're working on it this week, What are you committing to getting done that is joyful? And I'm going to tell you guys on the for reals, like, like being excited and ready and like raring and ready to go isn't the way almost anyone starts their day. It's not like people who are successful wake up and go, oh my God, I'm so amazing every day. People who are successful decide that they are going to have a good day, no matter what comes up. Now, you can get yourself in the right mode for that by doing that little 5-minute exercise we just did at the beginning. You can do that to start your day instead of like running to the TV and watching the disaster channels or whatever, picking up a newspaper or going into Facebook or on the on the internet. Okay? Instead of diving into these media that aren't supporting your heart, do this exercise first. Do it before your kids get up. Do it before you work on your business. Do it before you brush your teeth. Do it before you start anything. Because guys, this creating a business that you love and that loves you back is not an accident. It's very intentional. And so it is up to you to take responsibility for your day and how you feel in it. It's nobody else's responsibility. I mean, I wish sometimes it was, but it just isn't. It's ours. And it's a conscious choice. And you can do it. I absolutely know you can. All right, guys, sorry I took you a couple of minutes over. So again, what joyful things are you going to work on this week? What are you going to commit to? This is just your takeaway thing. What are you going to commit to doing in your work that creates joy and joyfully creates income? Oh, that's good. I got to write that down. You know, sometimes when you're saying stuff, creates joy and joyfully creates income. And sometimes I say smart stuff that like comes to me from other places. Okay. All right, guys. I love you so much. If you don't already know, but I think you do, you can find more about me at coachmisty.com. That's MISTI. And you can go to my Facebook group, The Empowered Entrepreneur. I love you guys. Have an amazing week. Oh, one final thing. Anyone who's in the process, I don't usually do this on Magical Mondays, but I do have a thing that's coming up right now. Anyone who needs more information on their niche, meaning who you serve and all the real information you need to know about that group, how you serve them, why you serve them. Anyone who has any question about their niche whatsoever. I'm working with a branding company called Savvy Assist, and they and I are collaborating on a program. It's called Brand Evolution, but really it's about nailing your niche. It's about getting really clear on who you serve and why and how. And not only like generally, but very specifically. And then how to use that information in your business to make money. Okay? It's a 6-week program. It starts December 1st, I think, is a Thursday. And which is like a week and a half from now. And it's really affordable and easy. We made this into easily digestible pieces. There are 4 live trainings and 2 live Q&A calls. So you get us for 6 weeks. And it's really affordable, guys. It's only $197. And bonus, you actually get a 1-hour call with me to help you take the information that we create together in that program, and we actually put it into your business and figure out a way to create income for you from what you did in that. So not only do you get the program and you figure out all the information, but you get an hour with me to bring it into your business and make more money. Okay, sorry about the little plug. I just had to do it. I love you guys so much. If you have any questions, you can find out more in my Facebook group, The Empowered Entrepreneur. I've been posting about it, and I'll post again about it today. I love you guys. You have an amazing week. Happy Thanksgiving if you're in the States. And I'll see you guys on the flip side. Be good. Bye.